Well, Eli Sharabi was kidnapped on October 7 and held by terrorists for more than 500 days before his final release. He spoke to Israeli media about his unimaginable ordeal.
פרוסת לחם. על זה אתה חולם כל יום. לא אכפת לך מהמכות שאתה חוטף, ואתה חוטף מכות, ושוברים לי צלעות. לא אכפת לי. תן לי עוד חצי פיתה. בטן שנדבקת לגב, אבל אתה כבר רואה את הבטן שלך ממש נכנסת פנימה באיזשהו שלב, ואתה לא מאמין שזה קורה לגוף שלך.
It was so horrific what he went on to speak about as well. As a result of that very emotional interview, Donald Trump has now invited Eli to the White House, yet another example of his steadfast commitment to Israel. Let's bring in now Sky News contributor Kosha Gada. Kosha, this is an incredible, and Trump didn't just invite Eli, but any of the recently returned hostages as well. This is such an important show of support.
It is. It's very meaningful, Shari, because the one issue in this conflict, which has certainly suffered from not having consensus globally, as you know better than anybody discussing this for now such a long period of time, 500 plus days, the one issue that completely has consensus is getting the hostages out and the plight that they have had to suffer and just the humanitarian aspect of it. And in this busy news cycle that we live in, where everything is pushed off the front page within minutes, people forget about it, sadly. I hate to say it, but that's just true. And when Trump goes and does something like this, it elevates it to the forefront again. We, of course, had the tragedy of the Beavis boys that brought it back. And I think those things do matter to refocus the world on just the tragedy and atrocity that's still happening there.
At the Oscars today, Guy Pearce, Australian actor, he was nominated for his role in a movie about the Holocaust, but he still turned up wearing a pin supporting Free Palestine. The only saving grace is that he didn't win the Best Supporting Actor. Kosha, this is disgraceful, isn't it?
He clearly felt, he starred in this role and he felt like he had to somehow distance himself from the themes of the role that he started and acted in. Look, I think the macro picture is the Oscars are just more and more irrelevant. Ratings are going down all the time, year on year. And that's just a reflection of the fact that these folks are no longer as culturally relevant as they might have been in Hollywood's golden era. So I think that's the other solace in this, that nobody's really paying attention to them. That said, it is a platform for signaling whatever position someone wants to take politically. He has done that, and I think he, as do all actors, pay the price with that, where people just want them to zip it, do what they do well, act, entertain us, and maintain some mystique rather than projecting your political opinions, especially for contentious issues like these.
Kosha, very quickly, the tariff deadline is looming, looking less and less likely, isn't it, that Albo is going to get an exemption?
Seems to be. Now, anything is possible in the 12-odd days or so that we have left, but there doesn't seem to be any urgency or sort of that they've gotten any quick wins or any sort of a signal from Team Trump about some sort of exemption, and it doesn't sound like they're inclined to do so because Trump is going much more aggressively at leveling the playing field, including with allies where we may be running a surplus in Australia. So I do think it's quite possible that this is going to hit.
All right, Kosha Gada, thank you so much for joining us.